I'd like to do a little interview with you, Glenn, if that's all right.
Okay.
We're just going to talk about harvesting
All right.
and farming, so I'm just going to slap this on you
Okay.
without causing any grief. I'll wait until you get yourself going again.
All right. Pretty easy these days.
Well, I don't know much about this GPS, but this fucks me right up when. But you obviously get it right to the.
Yeah.
It knows what it's doing, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What we have is RTK, which is sub 1 inch accuracy. So then it don't matter where you go. Once you have a line set, you're good to go.
And then it's lined into whatever the width of your headers are.
That's right.
And are the headers exactly the same?
They are.
Okay.
It's the only way it would work. Is,
Yeah. So I'm just going to go backwards a little bit.
Okay.
So, what generation are the boys farming right now?
3.
Okay, so your dad was the first one?
Yes.
So start with your dad.
He farmed, rented land south of here, and he bought this farm right here in 1960.
Okay.
That half and a quarter back there. 15,000 a quarter, I think it was. So in the meantime, he sold it to me. This quarter here, I bought in 85. I bought in 85.
So just going back a little bit, like I remember those years. 85 was not a great, like the late 70s, early 80s when interest rates were atrocious.
Yeah, well, I got in at a good time. First year, this field was a mess, so I summer followed the first year. And that was really sticking my neck out. But the next year, I got 40. I was pleased as could be.
So, and just speaking of that, what's this crop here run?
Well, let's say a 98 right there. Depending how accurate it is. I mean, we don't calibrate to them.
But walk me through that. So how, like, different farming practices, genetics, what gets you up there?
Genetics is huge. And chemicals and fertilizer. Putting the right fertilizer on, it's kind of a concoction.
Check that real quick. So going back, you're farming with your dad. I'm just going to take you back there a little bit.
Okay,
Do you remember the first combine you were ever in?
Yes, it was 27 Massey's, first one I drove. and he got me going, and he jumped off the step, and that was me. Yeah.
You made out okay?
I guess so.
Can you remember any of like how big the hopper was or the cylinder?
Not so much, no. It was not very big, probably 50, 60 bushel hopper. 27 Massey would be a 27-inch cylinder, I'm thinking. Not very big these days,
And I'm trying to draw, was that cab or open?
That was open.
That was open.
Yeah. There's a great big pulley here beside me that engaged the machine. And my dad used to talk about the time. I had a wrench. There was a wrench in here to adjust the concave, and it skid over into that pulley. So that made me stop. But that's things that I remember.
Maybe tell me a little bit about this combine. Things have changed a little bit.
Yes, this one. This is a 2015. I've had it I never bought it new, but
how big of a hopper are we looking back here?
I'm not sure. 375, 350. Yeah.
And how big of a header?
This is a 40-foot header.
And it looks like a McDon, I think I've seen.
It is, yes.
Have you tried different headers? What can you tell me about the McDon header? Is it a floating header?
This is a floating header for peas and beans. We used to have, years ago, we had an auger header, 30-foot. And this is just heads and shoulders above an auger header.
I see it has an auger on. Is that for canola or what's that for?
Canola and peas, yeah. They call it a pea auger.
Okay.
But yeah, it's for canola.
When I first pulled up, you were doing some adjusting.
But I had a canvas that the bolts weren't gone through the right spot. The canvas, I don't know. We had the part 300 acres ago, and it worked fine until we got here for some reason. So we got very lucky there. Yeah. Put the bolts in and we're good.
Tell me about the harvest crew you got out here today.
Okay, we'll start with the main guy there in the cart. That's Derek. He's my youngest. And Brianne is in that combine. That's Brad's wife, Brianne.
Okay.
And Trevor's on the truck.
And he's hopping.
He's hopping. We did a quarter in Cartwright yesterday, and he hauled it back to here, really hopping. But that's good. Hopping's good.
Yeah. What can you tell me about this is Hard Red Spring? What kind of wheat are we thinking?
This is Starbuck. It shows it up here.
Okay, I'm just going to take so what can you tell me about Starbuck?
It's a fairly older variety. It's a mixture of two varieties. I can't remember which ones, but two varieties in the same field. What happens is they get crossed too much and then they get old, so they have to change. We had a test here of Manus. We got that from Joey, I think. It looks very promising. It was, I think Brad said 8.5 bushels better than this. Yeah. So that's one we're going to be looking at for sure. And easier to thrash.
So that brings up the question, so how do you think, you must, over the winter time, I'm sure you and the boys and everybody are looking at different things and trials and whatnot, and trying to determine the rotation.
Yeah.
But nothing beats a in-field trial, I guess, eh?
No, that's right. And especially when you do it yourself. I mean, you don't have to look at paper. We've got it. And Jack Carls, he works at Yellow Diamond, you know that.
Yeah.
He's helped us a lot with formulas for fertilization and stuff like this. Very good to us.
Are you doing variable rate or?
We did some on here. We're just getting into it.
Yeah.
Our land is pretty even. Hardly, it doesn't vary much.
Yeah. Just going back a few more years ago again. So you started off in a 27 Massey. Do you remember some of the machinery that you used back then? What did you use for tractors?
Gee, I don't remember. It was shortly after that, Dad bought he had a Massey 44, and he bought a 400 case from Walter Maxwell. And we got into case. He got into case, and that's where we've been. We've had 400s, we had 730s, 930s, and now we're into the 92, the Steigers.
Did your dad ever farm with horses?
Not here.
Not here.
Not here, but at home. He grew up in Miami mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what got him from Miami down this way?
Just opportunity, I guess. Yeah. He talked about moving down here with a half-ton truck, an old white milk cow, and $100 in his pocket. And he rented a chunk of land and started.
And it worked out well?
It has worked out well,
I farmed for 10 years, so I kind of thought at one time I would regret not continuing, but I haven't, and it's because everything went so big so fast.
I know.
How did you handle that?
Not well, really. I see around us, everybody's way bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? And very little opportunity for the young ones.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But they're renting. They're renting a lot of land, mostly, and they're making $1. Not a killing, making $1.
Well, and then, like the way, so you've got how many years, what crop is this for you, Glenn?
Well, I bought my first piece in 70.
So 30, 55?
Yeah,
This is your 55th crop?
I guess so, yeah. When you say it that way, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So in 55 crops, you've seen a lot of change in machine and stuff. Where do you see it going in the next, say, 25, 50 years?
I don't know. 10 years ago, I said the yield would never get, I thought we hit the plateau. Wrong. So I don't know what's next. I think corn is going to be huge in this area. There's a lot coming in. Drier climate, I think, is making. Yeah, we had corn last year. We have some this year. Very happy last year with the corn.
So speaking of corn, is this the first year you've grown it?
No, we had last year.
You had it last year, sorry.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, making that transition. So last year was the first time you ever grew corn,
That's right.
and it obviously went all right, or else we'd be doing it.
It was very good. Yeah, Sloan's planted it for us. Brad went to Minneapolis to buy a header, and we got it going. And yeah, we were around 150 bushels an acre. We dried it. If we'd have waited last year, if we'd have waited a week, we wouldn't have had to dry it. It turned out very well.
So what do you think? The storage, was that an issue?
Well, we had a lot moved out at that time, so then, we usually get beans out and it makes space for the corn.
So it's a later crop to harvest, so
Yes.
it breaks up that harvest.
It does. And we had peas this year, right next year, so that was early. After the wheat canola's done, then the beans, and then we'll wait for the corn. It's just kind of a long harvest, but
Yep.
it's the way you can do it with smaller equipment or lesser equipment.
The whole political thing is just going round and around, but canola's just took a shit kicking with the
Yes, it has.
tariffs.
Yes, it has.
And you can't plan for something.
No, you can't.
So
I know.
as a farmer, like what do you do?
I know, and you can't just quit growing it because it's all about rotation and everything else. So I'm not that pessimistic with the canola situation. I think it's going to turn around. It always has, right?
Yeah.
Cooler heads do prevail, and
Yeah.
the one thing about this year, just looking at the canola so far, it looks very good. So I mean, take a few dollars less and have a few more bushels. That's the idea.
Yeah. Yield-wise, you've been happy with things?
Everything very good.
You guys got some good range?
Yes, and timely rains. Yeah. Yeah, the peas were out of this world. Yeah.
This is your wheat in front of us too, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the other quarter that Dad bought
Okay.
at the same time as that half.
Looks really, really clean. It's
Yeah. Well, yeah, we spray lots. 5 times over the field with fungicide, pesticide, manipulator which stunts the growth, and then we put Roundup on to dry it off.
yeah. That's one thing that's really changed, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
It has. Just makes the
Nice work.
makes the header work so much better, the combine works so much better, the
Yeah.
straw is broke down, and
With 55 years under your belt with harvest, anyone harvest stick out in your mind?
everyone's better, It used to be a last year country, but it's starting to be a next year country. We've had, I forget, 80s, I can't remember the year, 89, or I got hailed out 100% here, all of this. So that sticks out. Had good insurance, fortunately, so yeah.
That's unusual for 100%, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year it was. I was still farming, so it was prior to 91. So I'm going to say somewhere in those 80s as well. We got that snow. It froze early, and then we got snow.
Right.
And I got lots of shots of combines and underneath snowbanks. But it still melted, and we got the problem.
I know, and dry.
And dry.
Yeah, so it's incredible. It's incredible. There was a few years ago, we had beans just across the road, and it snowed, and this much snow, we'll never get them because you got a cut on the ground. Well, it melted enough and then froze. So we were doing beans at night on the frost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just what you do.
So you've grown peas for a lot of years.
We have for quite a few years now, yeah. It's not as profitable as it could be, but it's rotation. It makes the next year better.
Nice for the soil too, I think.
It is very good.
Mellows it out.
Loosens it up, those roots go down, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's very good for it.
So what year did you take over? Like Like your brother, you have your brother and you.
Yeah, he's farming over there.
Yeah.
We farmed together for a number of years.
Started out for off of dad. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then the boys started getting into it. Well, then we just did the
Yeah.
split, and otherwise they wouldn't get in do anything. So, and it's worked out good. Well,
Just the two of you in the family? I don't know your family.
yep,
Yeah, the two
Yeah.
boys.
2 boys. Yeah, yeah. I had 2 brothers. One was died very young, and one was in a car accident
Okay.
at 16.
How many grandkids are you up to now?
I got 5. 2 more coming.
So you're gonna lose this position in this cab?
I can hardly wait.
How old? What's the age range?
The oldest is Trevor's. She's 5. She's going to start kindergarten. And then there's 3 and 2 and 2. And then newborns coming October and February.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've got one coming in October and in February.
Yeah. Brienne is in October, and Brooklyn's in February. Like, yeah. Yep. So the first 4 were girls, and now 1 boy. Trevor's last one was a boy, so we'll see.
See what happens.
See if it evens out.
Yeah. Gonna take you back a little bit. How did you meet your wife? Or you guys probably went. I don't know. They could.
No, we didn't go to school together.
Okay.
She's younger than me. Just met at parties and in the bar and stuff.
See, I find this interesting because it's different nowadays how people meet. So,
Yeah, yeah.
At my dad's generation, it was the dances. They
Right.
called the-
Right.
and then when I was going around, and I was born in '62. So what year were you born in?
52.
So it would have been dances, socials.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, so tell me how that happened. You ran into her where?
Probably in Crystal City Bar. Menno Reimer married, or was dating my wife's twin sister.
Yes.
Menno and I are best friends, so that's kind of got us together.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
Oh, since 84.
You got to know that off the top of your head.
Got to. Yeah. Yeah. 42, I guess.
Did you always farm, or did you have any off-farm jobs
I did work out west some winters in the patch.
on the pipeline? Or
No, oil patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about the grain cart that's about to take your grain. How many bushel is that?
It's it's 1151 it says on there, so I'm guessing 1100.
Okay. Just let me know which way you want me.
You're fine, you can sit up. My cart guy's pretty good. That's a time saver and a truck saver, that cart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's just huge.
You know, so many things have changed because I never like. Well, the grain carts that they have now are bigger than some of the bins I used to use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I started too, like
Yeah.
that's not good. Good thing I shut it off. Front there, front.
I just noticed those ribs are plastic, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. You got enough?
So how many acres of wheat do you have left? Planted?
After this half, 3 more quarters.
3 more quarters?
Yeah.
And they're all close to ready, or?
Yeah, I think we'll be moving from one field to the next with
Yeah.
weather holes, yeah.
And then after the wheat, then
Canola,
canola.
It'll be, it might be a little while. I don't know if we're gonna spray this year or not.
With corn, I'm not familiar with corn at all, but you had it custom seeded,
Yes,
and then as far as chemicals on it, like you can still use sprayer equipment you have.
yep, yeah, I think it, excuse me. I think it was Roundup Ready corn, so it's pretty easy. You go over it numerous times. You need to keep it very clean because it's spaced and get the weeds out, keep the weeds out.
And you just have the one header for the,
Yes,
so you just combine with one combine.
yeah.
So how many acres?
Last year we had a full quarter, and this year about 200. And the dryer is the determining factor there with the corn. We usually quit at 5 and just let the dryer catch up a bit.
So it's not as quick as the wheat and whatnot. You just kind of,
Yeah, well, you can go pretty quick, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's only the cobs going in. Just, yeah.
Canadian Wheat Board. You grew up with
Yeah.
Canadian Wheat Board.
Yes,
Disbanded. The Crow Rate Pass.
yes.
Good thing, bad thing that we lost them. How do you market your grain?
I trust my boys to do the marketing. But yeah, at the time I was very disappointed because you know, you get used to a way and then but it's better now. This is a lot better. Yeah, nothing wrong with the competition.
I think with the Crow Rate when they took it off, my only comment was they didn't think about the roads.
No, that's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, this rail track here, this 40 miles or whatever, 100 miles,
yeah,
big disappointment, I think. And we drive on those roads because of it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so heavy now, the trucks.
Oh, they are. And fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I came down this road from the east the other day and I noticed at the Snowflake end, the road was nice and straight and, you know, like a 24-foot top, like it was built. And by the time you get to this end, it's stretched out to about 36 feet. It just all squished out. Just the weight, eh? Yeah. And of course, they're all just built with black dirt, these roads.
Yeah.
Can't stand that.
You take all your schooling at Crystal City?
I did, yep.
Did you get your grade 12?
Yes, and that's all I got. And I hit the world.
Yeah. Well, you know, and sometimes like with farming and stuff, a lot of guys our age quit farming or quit school to go farming.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I got through with grade 12. That was important to my parents, so that's what I got.
Yeah.
Then 3 years out west for the winters, farmed in the summer.
Livestock?
We did at one time. We used to fatten steers. And then when Kerry got into it a little more, he had bought some cows and he cow-calved for a bit. I wasn't part of that. We had steers. We'd go and each of us would go buy 10 steers along with the ones that Dad bought. And we'd raise them and sell them. And that's how you get started.
It's a bullish market now for them, isn't it?
Oh, is it ever?
Yeah.
It's good for them.
No, you know what? I said everybody seems to forget about the foot and mouth,
Oh, I know.
and so I don't know how many. You know, it takes a lot of years to recover.
Oh, I know it does. I know. I'm not jealous of them at all. They deserve it.
So,
Oh, that's good.
so I'm gonna save some more questions. I'm coming back when you're doing the corn. Do you run the combine and the corn?
I do.
So we'll pick up where we left off, and
Sounds good.
we can solve a few more world problems.
There you go. And I was glad to see him. You came with your bibs. I was thinking, is he going to come with the bibs? And he didn't disappoint.
You know what? I actually really like Tracy. Oh, Bryce, you're going to be way too hot. I said, I like them. I says, I feel cool. I just got my ditch on underneath here.
Well, I wear jeans under, but
Yeah.
I'm in here, of course.
Yeah.
No, I'm comfortable.
I really like them. And then plus, you know, if I have to do anything or, you
Yeah.
know, around equipment, whatever. So, yeah.
And when I get home, I take them off and I don't get grief going in the house, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
No. Well, and we're closely matched. I didn't realize we were that close, but
Well, yeah, and I see Brianne's got her bibs on too. So
is she?
yeah,
Well, got some smart dressed people out here.
there is all. Were you going to go?
I'm sorry?
Were you going to go another round?
No, I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna go to the yard and catch some of the dumping there. So
Okay.
I'm gonna steal that mic off of you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
It's pretty easy nowadays with all the remote. One of them swings the hopper back and forth, and the other one opens up all the gates in the tarp. So
So you can do it from a distance.
yeah, pretty easy.
What size of auger?
This is a 1384.
You remember the first auger you jumped into?
Yeah, it was a 1061, I believe.
Tenant.
Yeah.
How long did it take to empty a semi with this?
20 minutes or so, I would say.
Tell me what equipment you got here. You've got a 2290,
Yep.
got in the auger, how in the auger, how long?
Well, how long?
Yeah,
This is a 13. This is an 84 foot auger.
semi?
It's a 45 foot triaxle. We got it new last year. It's a 3 hopper one. Worked really good for the air seeder.
I see you've got another truck with background. Go in this photo.
Yeah, we just use that for hauling further away. Yeah,
So you just have the Canada and
yeah.
how many crops is this for you? Remember, let me back up. Remember the first time that you ran a combine?
I've never ran a combine. I'm not old enough yet.
You're too damn good at trucking.
Yeah.
How many crops have you been putting?
I think this will be my 19th or my 20th one of my own personal. But I started hauling grain with my grandpa when I was probably 11 or 12 when I started trucking. So, yeah.
I think your dad was telling me this is 50th.
Really, I would have thought it would have been more actually.
Well, he said 19 of his old, I think.
Yeah.
That's a lot of crops.
We're not letting him retire yet either.
So he was telling me about the grandkids. Are you expecting it?
No, we're done now. We just had our third one in January,
Okay?
but Brooklyn and Brianne are both expected. Yeah.
Okay. So, you three boys farm together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what I go idea. Oh, well, maybe not a happy subject, but price of canola. If you know you have more control over shit like that.
No, I know. It's
I guess what I'm getting, so how do you do your marketing? Because I asked your dad that, he said the boys do.
yeah. You sell it when you need money.
Yeah.
It's so hard to have a plan nowadays. Everything you be thrown out the window. I've had zero crops before, so I'm very cautious about pre-selling too much. But I don't know. We don't always have so much of a plan, but we're still here, and it seems to be working so far.
Yeah. Well, you're growing corn for the second year, so that's part of the marketing.
Yeah, and also it's nice to have a different rotation, different chemicals and weeds and stuff, and something different.
You have to pick any of the seasons, crops, applications. What's your favorite crop in the farm? What do you enjoy the most?
Spring, so I can sit in the air conditioner.
Oh, GPS. You've got to stay on top of that, but there's a lot of different applications.
Yeah.
Walk me through a spray. Brand, you do creamer?
Often, yeah. Yeah. And then the regular herbicide pass. With the wheat, we usually do, on top of that, we do a manipulator pass with the fungicide. And then another fungicide pass on the head. Then usually we'll desiccate. And then often we'll do a post-harvest as well. So, yeah, 5 passes isn't uncommon.
So that's grab lines.
Yeah.
What do you think about the aerial drones that are coming in? A little ways to go yet? Are they going to have that place?
I think so. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to put a lot of airplanes out of business in the future, and especially like they're relatively cheap, and a farmer will buy their own couple drones and be able to do their own. That's what I think will happen, but who knows?
With all the technology that you've seen, where's it going from here? You can't keep getting bigger with the combines and stuff, can you?
No, well, we keep saying that, but they keep making bigger ones.
I guess I'm just pulling the headers down the length.
Yeah, I know.
Get a chance to do any summer holidays? Camping?
Well, we had a young one at home, so we didn't go too far. We took the kids to the pools a bunch and Tinkertown, things like that. But
So walk me through the farms. Like, whose farm is this here?
this is the home farm.
So your mom and dad live here?
That's where they used to live. Brad lives here now.
Okay.
Yeah. I live a few miles down the road, and Derek lives just by Pilot Mountain there, Harding's old place. Yeah. I gotta move the truck here.